No, we may as well get started. I think this is all we're getting.
That's racist, Tom.
That's helping them. Is it?
No.
Alrighty. You guys have just killed the Driders where we left off last week. And the first thing that happens, actually, is Emerald falls to his knees and he notices that there's blood coming out of his nose and ears. He feels like he has done something against the laws of the universe that he will never be allowed to do again. What do you guys do? There's a dead Drider corpse. Like, you will all arrive as a team. Like, Tim might be bolting in front of you guys. That's something that could happen. Alright, so, like, there is sort of like a central corpse of the Drider, I suppose, where you can still see the body of what looks like a fairly distorted and morphed drow torso. All of the legs have been blown off the spider. Large parts of the torso are missing and scattered against the wall. And as you guys move further down, more of the tunnel is revealed. So you see around the corner. And on the left here is you can see that it looks like rocks have been blown into the tunnel fairly violently. And going down this tunnel that you see on the left, it appears to be a different type of rock going in there. It's darker, it's slicker, and it appears to be sort of more ancient stone. It leads down and it is just completely pitch black. Even the light of the torch seems to have trouble sort of permeating the darkness in this tunnel. You don't see anything really of note. Okay, so from the Drider's body, you notice that most of the equipment she had on her is completely ruined. Her bow has been snapped in half, her sword is bent, her armor has been blown to pieces. And there's not really anything of use on her. It tends to happen when you get hit by 4 fireballs. It opens up into a large cavern. You notice that there's lots of spider eggs and things around, but you get the feeling that you've killed just about every spider in this place. Let me draw something in real quick. You notice in the middle of the room is dominated by a obviously manufactured stone structure where you've got sort of a dais with an altar in the middle, and surrounded by this is just lots of gore and dismembered bodies of, looks like that it's been happening for years. The whole ground is just like,
right.
There is not. There are not spiders, there's only eggs. You notice that like over this side of the room, I'm just going to draw, there's like mounds of bodies.
Ew.
Okay, so in the back left of the room it appears to be just like all of the bodies have been stripped of all of their belongings, and in the back left is where it looks like all of their shit has been piled.
Tom, I'm going to just go nuts.
People. Listen, because you can't see, I'm going to draw a circle of where my torchlight is reaching.
Anyway, can I check the pile of bodies to see if anybody's alive or how late they've been dead?
Yeah, sure. Give me a perception check.
I'm good.
Yeah, so
Oh my God,
in front
I can't
of
do
you
circles.
people searching through the equipment, some lights, which look fairly familiar, appear above you, and you notice that Spurgeon has cast a dancing light spell, which provides dim illumination to what you guys are doing.
Fuck off, Taylor, you fucking cock.
Okay. Yeah, give me perception rolls, guys. Karen, yeah, you don't find, like, you don't immediately hear or see any movement or moaning. And a lot of these bodies look like they've been dead for a while. And a lot of them look unnaturally emaciated, like they've had, like, this fluid sucked out of them forcibly by something.
Yeah, well, a Spider Queen, probably.
That would make sense, yeah.
In the pile of belongings, do we see any value? With the limited light we have?
Do you see anything of value? It is mainly just things like clothes. There's a bunch of mundane weaponry. So there's things like swords. Yeah, Spurgeon like accidentally poked himself in the eye. Okay, so you guys are leafing through. Yeah, I know. You guys have not found anything that you recognize to be particularly of high value or particularly feels like it's magical. After, I'd say, a 5-minute search. It is a massive pile of stuff, though. So, Tim, you find your, like, after a while of searching, you find your clothing in this pile and the leather armor you were wearing, which somehow has telltale signs that you know it's yours, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But you do not find the dagger +1, you do not find the boots of elven kind, you do not find the black cloth, and you do not find the magic ring.
Fuck, god damn it. Do I find my sweet pelt?
Yes, you find your wolf pelt.
You bet.
Okay, sick. I chuck that on and I just like, I stand and grin and like I've just gained a lot more power.
Okay. So something of note that you guys do find is you find a really big-looking tome and book, and it doesn't appear to have been thrown with the rest of this gear. It was like sort of next to the pile, but a little bit hidden in like underneath a rock or like a piece of cloth.
I like books.
Or is it someone else's?
You can. So you look at the front cover, and it appears to be in symbols none of you understand. And as you leaf through the book, it appears to be in a language none of you understand. If anybody wants to try and discern which language it is, you could do an intelligence check. Yes, you recognize this language as being undercommon.
All right. So we're ignoring the cloth for now. Yeah,
Tim's
but I'm
probably
saying
gonna-
Yeah.
we should kill the elf first, then try and like load up on rations. Then we can go down the tunnel because who knows how large it is. The Undertargs would be.
Yeah,
How do
I think we need to
You have
prepare.
like an army.
I think we need to prepare. for whatever's
When you
happening
walked in
down
the
there.
village, you noticed that there was a number of guards. You probably wouldn't call it an army, more like probably a group of 500 citizens and maybe like 200 people who would be classified as like fighters. I mean, way bigger than you guys, but definitely not.
Definitely have to think that through. I want to die. Alright, so can we get out of this spider-infested cave then? Yes?
Yeah, I think we should go now, but we should definitely return some other time. I guess I should just say now, like,
I'm
it
leaving
was
the
like a
tunnel.
magical cloth, and like you could, when you opened it up flat, it was like a portal to like this big room in a tower, and it was full of gold and magical items and precious things.
Okay, but is it really worth
I didn't tell you guys.
potentially dying over? Can't you just
Well,
like?
there's about 10,000 gold and lots of items in there. There's at least 10,000 gold, I think.
Yeah, so what time of day was it? I had it noted here. Yeah, so it's about midday now. It's still snowing fairly heavily. All right, so what do you guys do? Is everybody exiting the spider tunnel? Are you all just leaving?
Looks like everyone's out.
Should we initially go and deal with the mage or the wizard that the elves want us to deal with?
No, because he will be an enemy to. Basically,
No,
you
no, no,
can't do
that
both.
guy
You
is
can't do
super
both.
strong.
Okay.
And Shepard's advisor.
I've got an idea. See, can I just whisper to Carrion and
Yeah,
Emerald,
so you
and they'll have to type?
Slash W, my name.
Fuck, I don't want to type. Okay, fine. I'm typing now. Okay, you happy?
Yeah, you notice it's sort of serenely peaceful around here now. Like, there's no spiders running around the place. There's no like chattering going on. And while there's still spider webs everywhere,
What about the
quite a
etiquette?
pleasant town.
They got flushed out somehow.
It pretty went down to the Underdog.
I'm asking the DM.
Yeah, you haven't seen them.
Okay. Should I be
You can
concerned?
give me a perception check if you would like. If you've like suddenly thought, where are the other caps? And I'm like,
Yeah.
perception check.
My rolls are fantastic.
Yeah, you haven't seen the other caps anywhere. It's sort of worrying you, I suppose.
So we having a rest, guys?
So what are you guys doing? Are you going to rest? Are you going to leave? What's the
I
plan?
vote rest.
I think we should rest. So I'm gonna ask Spurgeon if he can cast his bubble. Like, I think we should walk away, cast the bubble, and just rest.
I'm
Have like a
gonna
long rest.
sit camp over here. Sit my ass down. Start playing my bongos.
It's still about midday. Like, how long do you guys want to rest? Do you want to rest for just the designated 8 hours, or do you want to rest till the next morning? What do you want to do?
What's the layout of Elvendeer's town? Is there like
it's
just
like-
one entrance and exit?
We get to see
No, not
much.
particularly. It's in like a valley, so it's bordered on both sides by like steep cliffed hills. But it's open both at the front and back. But they do have. It's not just like you can't just stroll in. There are guards and gates.
But is there just one
Hmm.
gate? Because you
So
said
there's
it was
two.
back
There's one
up
on
to
the
a mountain.
north
didn't
side of the town and one on the south side of the town. So it's in a valley.
Those like lime trees are sentient or something, right? So they grow really big and they can move and talk and shit.
I don't know if
That's
they
the
can
impression
move.
you've got from what you've seen. You do know that they can move based on what you saw at the Scrivener Tower, where it had moved to block the entrance.
Well, how about we visit that
It
town
depends.
again? Is it too far away?
That's actually quite close to this spider cave. It's only about 2 hours walk from where you are now to the north.
Well, we may as well visit it then.
I
What do you
agree.
Yeah.
Alright, so first of all, did we say what we're doing with the rest? What are you guys doing? Are you waiting just 8 hours, or are you waiting till the next day? Okay, so you wake up and it's let's see, it's about 8 o'clock in the evening when you wake up. And the
I've
sun
been
is-
playing music, by the way, so I'm just going to roll d6 for
Yep, sure.
rest.
Everyone gains a hit point for on top of that as well. So you get 8, you get 9 total. Anyone who's lost health.
All right. That was an 8-hour rest. Time for a 2-hour journey.
Let's do
Give me a
this.
survival check if you would.
Yeah,
So you guys traveling with a torch? How are you traveling? You're traveling in the dark, trying to stay hidden. You're traveling with a
Is it dark?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
8
8
o'clock.
p.m.
I guess, yeah, my torch is on still.
Okay, so you actually, when you expect to turn around a corner of a hill and get to the village, you discover that you're not where you thought you were.
What the hell?
It is dawning on you that you are now lost.
Didn't we have a map?
Who rolled a
You've
bad
got a
survival
vague
check?
map. You've
Matt's
got a
got
map
a
of
map.
stuff. You've got a map of stuff that you have recorded. I don't think you've got a map of the area. So
Guys, I think I'm lost.
No, we're on the way to the
What's
village.
going? Can we backtrack on our, footprints?
yeah, you can absolutely try to give me another survival check. Sure. See if we can.
That's all I can hope for.
Can you roll me a perception check, please, Aurora? Okay. Yeah, so you're being quite alert and just out. So even though you're lost, you're taking note of your surroundings, I suppose. But still, something completely takes you by surprise, and it is extremely shocking when this happens. A rock next to you appears to just whirl around and backhand you.
What? No. Is it actually
It's
a
a
rock?
gun.
Do we all see this?
No.
I just freak out.
Okay.
I'm like-
Yes, everybody sees this happening, and it completely
Oh my
misses. It whirls over your head and overbalances and lurches forward. It appears as though a rock next to you has completely come alive. Can everyone roll initiative, please?
Oh god.
They're standing on 2 legs. They're standing tall, and it appears to just be completely made out of rock.
Is
It's
it taller than
now-
me?
Some kind of golem.
It is much, much taller than you. It is about 10 feet tall,
Oh my god.
Lucky miss my
and it's
fucking
making
head.
sort of guttural noises.
Oh,
It sounds like naturally rock scraping together as it's opening its mouth and closing it. And this thing is acting very strangely. It doesn't appear to be acting mindlessly. It appears to have some intelligence to it, and it's not as clumsy as you would expect a giant rock to be. It seems to be quite dexterous. If this is an elemental, it definitely doesn't fit what you would you would expect a stereotypical elemental to be. All right, so this thing it is
anyone?
quite
Nobody got it.
it catches you by surprise, and it holds its hands out and then smashes them to the ground. It doesn't cause you any damage, or rather,
Thank
but
God.
something troubling happens. 2 rocks directly behind you appear to have been brought to life
Oh
by
god, it's contagious.
whatever this is. All this creature appears to do on its turn is that. It doesn't have time to swing, and the creatures it has now animated, which look almost exactly identical to the creature that
How
summoned
tall
them,
are they?
Oh
Yeah.
god, mate.
about 12 feet tall. So you're as big as their shin.
I'd be surprised if they would shoot me.
I'm just gonna do a cantrip chill touch on the guy.
Okay.
So I'll do a ranged spell attack first, and that's +8.
With
In case,
a 15.
does it have anything?
Sorry, no, it doesn't. The thick layer of rock, I suppose, absorbs the magical energy that you find at it. So while you hit it, you notice that whatever damage the spell would have done, didn't. You feel like you probably have to hit it in a more vulnerable area, like in the joint of the arm or at the neck or something like that. Your damage does not occur.
Okay,
Okay. Now, did you want to move anywhere or do anything, Gary?
I did move.
Okay. All right. We move on then. Kaderin. Yes, you do some damage, but you do notice, like, your fears were confirmed. As the arrow hits it, the arrow just splinters and, like, explodes. And you do take off a small amount of rock, but you feel like arrows and swords are probably not the way to fight a rock.
Alright, well then I'll end my turn by dashing away.
Okay, sure.
You didn't
Yeah,
answer
it's
when
fine.
I
It's
asked
fine.
about
Me
the
too.
huts.
Yeah, you can postpone it. We'll put you at the end, Taylor. No worries. All right, Tim, your turn.
Okay, so after seeing like Kaderin like shoot an arrow and it just basically do nothing and just everything seems futile. So around me, I think I'll roll a perception check just because I think will need it anyway. Just see like the surrounding.
Okay.
fuck,
Yeah, so it's relatively flat ground you're on, and it's like just rocks jutting out of the ground seemingly randomly. And the only 3 rocks you can see moving at this current time are the 3 surrounding Orala. Is there
Okay,
anything
is
else you
it- what
particularly want to look for? Or?
Well, like everything else. So do I see anything like trees? Like, is there anything in the distance around us?
He wants
So
to
it's
hide.
fairly thin wooded here, but there are trees scattered around the place. They're not leaved. They're deciduous. They've all dropped their leaves at this point.
So, how close is the nearest tree to me?
I'm gonna say, yeah. I mean, they're close enough. You could get to one within this movement, probably 10 feet away, 5 feet away, pretty close.
Okay, well I'll climb one. I don't know where it is in the map, but
Okay,
I'll
we'll just say that like this.
chuck one there or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Just wherever you want to be, we can just say that there's a tree there. That's fine.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So yeah,
If you're climbing a tree, I'm going to say that's probably your action and your bonus action, so you can still do a regular action if you'd like.
did we do this last time? But it was only if I rolled a good enough athletics check, I didn't have to. It would just be in my movement.
Yeah, that sounds good. Give me that.
Okay, I just gotta
If you can
double
flip
check.
up there in like one swift movement.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you flip
Oh,
up there
damn.
with a flip and land in a branch 10 feet. How far off the ground do you want to be?
I'll be close enough to the top, but not on like any risky ass branches. Just
Okay,
do
the
like
highest you can probably go
overlay
is about
the base.
20 feet.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and with that check, you can make it up that high, no worries at all.
Okay, cool. The next thing I do is like, can I just have like another look around, like with a better view, just to see if anything else is around us? And because it's like
I'm
kind
gonna
of
say if you get time,
thinly wooded.
like you've already, so this turn you've sort of had a quick look around, you've then leapt up a tree. If you want to have another look
And then-
around, that's going to use your bonus action.
yeah, no, that's fine with me.
Okay, yeah, give me another perception check. So is there anything you're particularly looking for, or are you just
So
trying
I'm
to
just
survey the
looking.
area?
I'm looking for like someone around us because
Okay.
at the start of the fight I was convinced like how can a rock move by itself? So I figure it's magic or something. So I'm looking for like a caster or just
Yeah,
someone
right.
around us. Fuck me.
No, once again, like it's so covered in snow, everything, you just see sort of rocks jutting out of big, like, ground cover of snow. You don't notice
Okay.
any, like, wizards or anything like that around, like, any creatures of any sort. You just notice these moving rocks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's my turn.
Okay, sure. Orala, you are surrounded by 3 moving rocks, which are all making strange noises with their mouths.
I'm freaking out,
Yep.
and I just scream. Why do I always get fucking surrounded? So I just explode with thunder waves. So
Okay.
they need to do a Constitution save of 15.
All right, I'm going to do them individually. Yeah, is your mic a bit far away there?
Oh, Stu, that's it muted.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so this is the first guy who looks a little bit different from the other 2. This is the others, and so only one of them succeeds.
So the one that succeeds going to take half damage, and he doesn't get pushed, and the
Okay.
other ones will get pushed.
Okay, no
Um,
worries. 10 feet or 5 feet?
I think it's 10. It's
I
10.
think it's 10.
So I'm,
Yeah.
because these things are so big and I'm so terrified, I'm casting this as a level 3 spell.
Sure.
So that should be 4d8.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
Yeah. So you notice, as these are knocked back, like an outer layer of rock seems to blow off. You feel like your magic is doing so more damage to them than the arrows were.
Are they within reaching distance if I tried to like get away from them?
One of them is. One of them, you get the feeling if you turned your back and tried to run, he would probably try to punch you on the back.
Oh my god. I'm just imagining that as a back punch.
Right at the back of the head. The one that's within 5 feet of you, yeah. And it definitely does hit you. Too easy. All right. That'll be your turn, Orala.
Mm-hmm.
Sturgeon, if you're there, it is your turn. I move up to this dude, yeah.
And just punch it.
Is he going to blow him back into Thunderwave? Yeah, give me that roll. Alright, I'm going to do another Constitution check, see if he takes half damage and is knocked back. He fails, he takes full damage and is knocked another 10. Back to where he originally was.
He's just getting thrown around.
Yeah. Roll me the damage if you can. Alright, yeah, it takes the full 12 damage. And once again, you notice like large pieces of rock fly off of it as you Thunderwave it. It is still
It seems
like
to be
together.
sensitive to lightning.
And yes, it's definitely taken a decent amount of damage from that hit. So you look around and you don't notice any other rocks which appear to be animated in the way that these ones do. So if you're worried about suddenly being surrounded by like 24 moving rocks, that is not the case. At least not yet. No worries. Yeah, you notice that it's like, despite it being a rock and not really having an expression, you get the feeling it's sort of puzzled. It's just getting like bounced around. And it lets out a roar. And you notice as it opens its mouth, it looks like it's full of molten rock. And it just glows red in the darkness of the night. And it makes like a weird churning noise, like if you had gravel in a cement mixer. All right, moving back, and it is its turn. All right. So all of these rocks appear to act almost in unison. And each one of them ducks down, puts its head between its legs, rolls up into what appears to be a ball and starts spinning rapidly on the spot.
Voltron.
And then launches itself towards one of you. So one of them launches itself directly at Orala, the original, and crashes directly into her. And two up the front launch themselves at Taylor, like both spitting, and just crash into him. Both of them hit Taylor, no worries. So the first one hits you for 24 damage.
Oh my god.
Second one, why isn't this working? Hits you for 15 damage. So you take a total of 39 damage.
Are you alive, Taylor?
No.
He's fucking dead.
He'll be unconscious, but he won't be dead.
Healers.
And the one hitting Danila.
Oh, if we're down, you guys are fucked.
Oh, it criticals!
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh my
Oh,
god. We're
that's going to
fucking
be
dead.
a lot of damage.
We're
Alright,
wiped.
28, that's not terrible. 28,
Oh,
that
no.
could have been worse.
I'm fine.
I thought you were going to say.
Okay, and that is all they do this turn. You notice that Spurgeon is crushed in between two of these rocks as they fly
I'm
in.
just
He hits the ground unconscious.
bleeding.
Mm.
Profusely.
All right, we now go. Carrion, your turn.
Shit. Okay, shit. What I will do is I'll shoot a lightning strike out in this direction. I'm going to do that using the spell Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, nice.
Save. You take half of that if you fail.
I just see. Yeah. Oh, he fails badly. Yes, your lightning bolt like flies through him, and again, like he appears to be electrified for a second and paralyzed for an instant. And you notice large bits of rock fall, and he falls to his knees, but steadies himself with one of his giant rock hands.
Yeah, I'm just actually going to move a bit in another direction because the tree might fall, and I just realised that. I'm going to go here.
No worries. So one thing you do notice about the guy you just lightning bolted is he's looking a lot less healthy than he was at the start of the fight. Like, you do feel like you're doing adequate damage, but he definitely still looks like
The big
this
guy.
one. It definitely looks like he's still trying to fuck Orala around. All right, Kaderin, your turn.
Right, well, I'm going to try shoot it with my arrow again, see if I can do any damage.
Yeah, sure. Roll me that attack. Yes, again, you managed to find like a weakness, like where its arm joins its body. Roll me your sneak attack damage, please. And again, you get to feel like the arrow just explodes once it hits this thing. Like it doesn't stick in or find purchase, but again, you take like a large chunk of rock out of the side of the neck of this creature. Okay, that'll be Kaderan's turn. All right, moving on. Spurgeon,
Yes,
it's your turn, my friend.
I'm unconscious.
Yes, give me a save versus death, please. Just roll me a flat d20 and pray to God you get a 10 or a high.
Oh, I'm gonna
Oh,
look
but
at
someone's dying
Is
tonight.
it just D?
That's two.
So you
That's
take
true.
2, so you are now 1 failed death save away from dying.
Fucking hell,
You see
Spurgeon.
Spurgeon.
Oh my god!
Don't you have a health?
And so,
Pretty
Butt
much.
Rammon,
I'm sorry,
it is now
Spurgeon.
your turn, please, Mr. Ash.
I see Spurgy, as I like to call him, as we, that's the nickname I called him when we were in college together. Spurgy?
What?
No, not
I'm
really.
pretty sure Spurgeon didn't go to college.
For fools, maybe.
Anyway,
Ash,
so I'm on this branch, and I've got Laquisha the second.
I didn't get a 3.
I did this
He jumped
day,
up
that
last
time.
Of course.
So I've got my grappling hook, and I'm like 20 feet up, so I quickly take it off my belt, and hook it over the branch, and drop down and try to swing over to Spurgeon to
Okay, yeah, sure.
help aid
Give
him.
me a acrobatics, I reckon. Yeah, you managed to do this, absolutely no worries. But in your motion of swinging, something you are aware of, that this rock creature will probably try and back you out of the air, right? So you are...
I see him though.
through its
I see
threatened-
him.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, you can see.
That's cool.
But he's got to try and back you down, so I'm just going to roll an attack.
Please, dear God.
And
No.
he hits you, no worries.
+8. +8.
Yeah, he's a nimble rock. You take 11 damage. He doesn't alter your trajectory enough to knock you off course or anything. He just punches you in the butt.
Okay, well I'll just take the damage. I'll land near Spurgeon. Okay, yeah.
Make a
So
damage.
I'll attempt to heal him up as much as I can. Do whatever I can. So I just roll off that 20.
Okay, yeah, you can
Yes.
attempt to assist him and stabilize him. Yes, so you notice that there's a really large cut on Spurgeon's neck, and you immediately clamp your hand around it and tie a quick tourniquet, so he stops immediately spouting blood.
Wait, a tourniquet on the neck.
Am I misunderstanding what a tourniquet is?
Yeah. If you tourniquet my
okay, you
neck,
use
you're
like a-
strangling me.
Like a makeshift piece of gauze, whatever you call that, like a piece of his clothing. And he presses that around your neck and ties it tightly with something he has from his pack. And you are not bleeding, you are no longer dying, Spurgeon.
Now my bonus action is to jump 5 feet away.
Okay. No worries.
The thing
Oh
is,
my
I'm still
God,
going to
you've
get
done
crushed
so
under
much
rock
this-
next turn. Please don't go far.
Please take
Can I
care
play
of me.
possum? Can I just play dead so they think
You are.
You
You're
have to play.
You have no choice.
You are unconscious. You are no longer able to make conscious decisions.
Okay.
So you get, by
But I'm not
happenstance,
dying.
You're like a
No.
white girl on her 18th birthday, Taylor. You are just done. Orala, it is
Alright.
now your turn.
Alright. Yeah. So I'm just wheezing on my hands and knees, just spluttering, seeing double, and I just scream again, just using my singing
Oh my
voice as a
God.
bard, and just scream to the heavens and cast Shatter.
Okay.
So it's again a Constitution saving throw. However, a creature made of materials such as stone. So does that
good.
classify for these rocks?
100%,
Probably.
yeah, definitely.
Has a disadvantage on the saving throw.
I like to hear.
nice.
It fails, yeah.
Shatter damage.
Yeah, no worries at all. So as your magical energy permeates through this creature, you notice it starts shaking violently and then just explodes in a shower of gravel and small stones. Immediately, as this creature is shattered and just dispersed, the two rocks lurching over Spurgeon, looking like they're about to tear him apart, lurch down and appear to take on the appearance of regular rocks again, which are no longer moving.
And
For now,
I
we
just
can...
collapse to my side.
Yeah. We can drop initiative, guys. There is no longer any threats immediately around you. Everything has been...
Eliminated.
Yes.